As we have been discussing, that there is no difference between Jiva and Brahma. So very nicely and carefully it was being analyzed. Jiva, the individual, is nothing but the Brahman. And also Brahman that presents in the five elements also is nothing but oneself Atman. We took this method, which is also still continuing, that Asti Bhati Priya. Technically, we say Asti, that which exists. Popularly, that is called Sat. Bhati, that which shines. Popularly known as Chit, the awareness. And Priya, that which is dearer to me, that also popularly highlighted as Ananda. So this Sat Chit Ananda, Sachidananda, or we look at Asti Bhati Priya. So here, instead of Asti Bhati Priya, so little changes was being done. Satta Spruti Priya. That we have seen in details. Now verse number 63, with this background, let us go ahead. So that we'll see 4-5 verses at least today. Najiva Brahmano Vedaha Spruttirupena Vidyate Spurtivedena Manam Syat Iti Vedanta Dindimaha. So in the 61, verse number 62, we had seen this with the Satta Rupena, same thing is being carried forward, Spruti Rupena. So Jiva Brahmana na Veda iti or Veda na Vidyate iti. So there is no difference. You cannot say that there is some type of difference between Jiva and Brahma, the individuality and the totality. And that too, Spruti Rupena. So in the form of a Spruti, knowingness, Chit. Because the Chit principle that is in individual, the Chit principle also that is in Brahman totality are one and same. Because there cannot be two Chit. If there are two Chit, two knowingness, then each one will start limiting other one. Can you see this point? So if they limit each other, that means what? Then to know that where do we get another Chit? So definitely we will get into such a confusion, there is no other option. That's why only one Chit that exists. And interestingly, says, look, Spruti Vede Manam Nasyat also. This is what the Manam. There is no Praman, there is no means of knowledge, there is no proof. Even if you intellectually try to prove, it is not possible either. So when it is not possible, including intellectually, to prove this aspect, and of course there is no scriptural declaration. Okay, somebody can fancily write, okay, this is what, that is a different thing altogether. That is not acceptable either, because you have to establish that whatever you are talking is based on means of Praman, means of knowledge, the sphere of Pramana or means of knowledge. How? Because if you try to argue like, I think this remote control color is white. Why? Because I touch and I feel smooth. So what has to do with smoothness and color? Is there anything? No, no. I smelled. I think this is perfectly white. Why? Also my smell confirms. Why? Because white smells like this. Hey, that is not sphere of means of knowledge. Only I can say, whether my eye or your eye or somebody's eye, can say that color and form of any given object. So that we call as sphere of each means of knowledge. Can you see this point? However, let us not get into, sometimes we will see in details from an aspect, so which will clarify some of your doubts in future. So, no manam, no pramanam iti. So, there is no pramanam available. So, when pramanam also is not available, you cannot say better to accept this, and which is good for us. Because it's like, you know the story, with this I can go. At least you go to study scripture, you go to a religious person, you go to an intellectual person to learn something. Not to reconfirm what you know. Suppose if you want to go to somebody to reconfirm, there is really no growth. And most of the time we go to people to get reconfirmation, what do we know? That is the sad part of our life. Always we want a reconfirmation, reassurance, re-acceptance. That word re. That's why one fellow used the word re-engineering. So everything is re, okay? However, here we make it very clear that I must go to a teacher, I must approach a scripture, at least to know me better. Not to get reconfirmation what I think about me, myself. I know sometimes I am stupid, so I want reconfirmation or solace. See, solace, remember, when you feel stupid, you go to a person and that person, yeah, don't worry, everything will be good, don't worry. What does it mean? The person indirectly, very subtly says, hey, really you are stupid, okay? So that is called getting a reconfirmation. Please understand. So that's why manam, pramanam is not there at all. That's why remember the story of barber. I hope you remember the story. Story of the barber. You can say so many times, so many barbers have come. Which barber you are talking, okay? A simple thing. There is a young man studying under a teacher. Quickly we'll cover the story. So a young man was studying under a teacher for a long time, doing seva, a lot of things. But one day, one idea struck to him, because which was from the childhood very much predominant, that I am different from God. But how come this teacher is always saying that I am God? There is no difference. I don't think so. Maybe I am in the wrong place. Maybe this Swami is trying to brainwash me. I am really tired. And one day he said, look, you are repeating all the time, I am Brahman, I am Atman, I am God, I am totality. There is only one thing. I think something is this hallucination. You are a hallucination. I can't really tolerate, I cannot really bear you. I am leaving. Teacher said, okay, agate swagatam kuryat, gachantam nanivarayat. The one whoever comes, please welcome. The one who goes, bid come. This is Swami Ramsurpani's statement, okay? Ane se welcome, jane se bid come, okay? The one who comes welcome, he just the one bid come. So whoever goes, let us allow that person to go. Why to hold? So this young man went and studied. Tarka, Naya, logic, all the scriptures, different aspect of the teacher's scriptures, studied and came back. To argue with the teacher, hey look, that I am different from God. I am not God. So when after 20 years, 10 to 15 years, when this comes and says, oh, the teacher could recognize, okay, and not only that, not only teacher could recognize the physical gross body, also recognize the subtle body, okay, the intellectual body, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay, fantastic. So look, I want to discuss with you. And the teacher said, look, today is a full moon day. You know, full moon day generally they shave head. So look, you know the barber, our barber. And his name is Narayana. Yes, go and call him. Today's day, I cannot, at this age, I cannot call him. Now he has not come. Can you go and call him so that he can shave my hair, so that after that we can discuss. So he went to call. And as usual, this barber came regularly, so he did it. Those days, you know, they will have a broken mirror. So after shaving everything, you know, this barber showed the gave the broken mirror and said, look, Swami, please have a look at, is it okay? So the moment Swami saw the face, because so shining, especially after removing the beard and hair, so shining, and said, then he did namaskaram to the barber, this teacher. The barber was not ready. What is going on? Hey, look, you are God. You have given me so beautiful face now. You are really God. The barber started jumping. How can you say that I am God? Please, I don't want to have any scene from you, because you are a Swami, a elder. You are doing namaskaram to me. I cannot take your namaskaram. And he started jumping. In fact, he forgot to take that broken mirror. He ran away. Now, this person again is adamant. Says, look, Swami, you said, now let us discuss. He said, yes, already I discussed. I answered you. Now what? Look, this barber did not have to waste 12 years to 14 years to know that I am not God. And you wasted 12 years to get confirmation that you are not God. This is what people do it. At least study scripture, exposed to a teacher, approach a teacher to know that you are God. Not to get reconfirmation what you know already. Can you see this point? At least for the change's sake, do something different better, okay? However, coming back to the point. Next verse also says, so we'll go few verses together. Najiba brahmano bhedaha priyarupena vidyate priyabhedena manam syat iti Vedanta Dindimaha. Jiva brahmana na bheda iti or vedaha na vidyate iti. So there is no difference. You cannot find out any difference between Jiva and Brahman. So with reference to, in the form of, let us say, Priya, joy, the happiness. Or you can use the word pleasure, also absolute no problem. Anything is acceptable here. And of course, there is no manam, there is no pramana. Let us go to the next verse. There is nothing much to talk. Najiva brahmano bhedaha namna rupena vidyate namna rupasya mithyatvat iti Vedanta Dindimaha. So one can say very nicely, yes, I do agree, everything is fantastic, but definitely I have, see, look, I am different, you are different. Why? Because look, I am so and so, and you are so and so. I am a man, you are a woman. You are Indian, I am Italian, Romanian, any other citizens. You are tall, I am small. You are fat, I am lean. So Rupam, the form is different. Name is, of course, is different. So from the standpoint of name and form, definitely we are different. So at least let us establish that there is some difference between Jiva and Brahman. So individual is a small, tiny fellow. Brahman is a totality, giant, grand. And of course the word itself is different. Brahman sometimes becomes Brahma, you understand? Bhava, you don't understand. So definitely there is a difference. Is so? He says, sorry. That is also not acceptable. Such a beautiful verse, this one. Na jiva brahmana veda na vidyate ite. Jiva brahmana veda na vidyate. There is no existence. It cannot be accepted. In spite of that, there is a difference between nama and rupa. Even though names and forms are different, there is some difference. Still it is not acceptable. Do you know why? He says, Namna rupasya mithyatvat iti. Because Nama and Rupa, name and form, are false in nature. We said, no, we are beautiful. Bandhya Putra. So Bandhya Putra, we have got beautiful, you know. The Bandhya Putra means son of a barren lady. Means who cannot give birth to a child. So both the ladies are talking to Luno. They cannot give birth to a child. They are talking to Luno. My child, would be child, is looking like this. In fact, my would-be child will be married to another, your daughter. My son will be married to your daughter. And that marriage will be like this. And both of them cannot give birth to any child. You understand? This is a beautiful concept we have. That means it is just hallucination, time waste. You understand? For the sake of talking, you can talk. But it does not hold any water. Do you understand? So that means it has no value, it has no basis at all. Same thing also, Nama Rupa is false. But we all hold on to our Nama. Our Rupam, you understand the body? My body is so beautiful. Aha. After 20 years, I will say how ugly you look. Just look at the skin will start falling down, you understand? And if you do not see, try to see some elderly people, okay? Unless they do highly makeup, okay? That's nowadays this world is a makeup world, okay? Makeup and injection world. You know what nonsense is going on. Let us not get into. Nama Rupa. For this story, what? I am giving another story. What is that story? The story of that king who became a renunciate. Quickly. So there was a king. So who heard that we say, Tapobalam is much better, much powerful than Kshatrabalam. In fact, that is how Vishvamitra. So Vishvamitra, when he was Vishwaratha, one of the great king, so he was thinking that anything and everything can be conquered by an emperor. In fact, he was the man of conqueror. But when he came across Vasishtha Rishi, and he was after Nandini, the cow, and the fight happened, then he realized Kshatrabalam, the power of the weapon, fire of a Kshatriya is very less negligence, very small, minimal. But Brahmavala, Tapovalam is much more. That's why what he did, he gave up kingship. He made his son to become king and he left to jungle to do the penance. To prove that, look, I am powerful. That's why the Vishwaratha became Vishvamitra. That is the travel of Vishwaratha becoming Vishvamitra. Such a great legend he created. So also this king came to know that the power of penance is much better. And moreover, if I become a king, there are hundreds of kings, again it will go away. But if I become a man of austerity, my name will be engraved in the golden mountain that is in heaven. And that too, my name will be my name will be engraved in the golden mountain for permanent. This is called permanent, okay? So this person really gave up everything, started doing penance. And of course there is always a pride in him because look, I was a king, I gave up everything. Whoever comes to me, I was ex-king. So this ex will continue. Okay, continues like ex-minister. So you understand, every time ex, they never leave that ex, okay? And finally, fine day he died. So when he died, he goes to heaven. And when he is the story, okay, don't look it literally, okay? This is a story, remember. So the doorkeeper was sitting, anywhere. Doorkeeper don't care anybody. Like you go to office. Does any gatekeeper care, security fellow? Only secret fellow will say salute only that boss, not whoever you may be. You may be boss of the boss. If that fellow does not know you, will never look at you. Because they are tired. However, same thing, this fellow was putting a chair and sitting there. This fellow was. He expected, no, when he goes, at least the gatekeeper will get up, stand up and say salute. Oh, great king, ex-king, come. But he did not bother. Because he said, is it heaven? Yes. Where is the golden mountain? Yeah, go. There is one hammer and there is one chisel thing, and go and do it. Write your name. And he goes round and come back. He says, there is no space. Everywhere name is full. Whole mountain is full of names. There is not a single space. What to do? The secretary says, why you are bothered? Remove one area. One name or two names or five names remove. 10 names you can remove. And you can write your name as big as possible. Don't worry. Now what? Is this way? Yes, don't worry. You will write and go. Finish it. Next moment another person comes. I'll also say the same thing. Don't worry. And this is called permanent. And this continues. It appears to be joke. Are we not caught up with this name and form in our day-to-day life? What people will think of me? What will happen? Hey, that means I don't care anybody. I can do whatever I want. Hey, that is equally dangerous. Please understand. That is more dangerous than at least those who think that what people will think of me. Okay? At least the person will have humility. Person will follow certain values. Okay? However, coming back to the point, Nama Rupa is mithya. So being false, let me not invest in falsified thing. But Swamiji, nowadays only we invest on falsy things, okay? Whatever is a falsified thing, that only we invest. What can I do? Nothing was to talk, okay? I should not go out of my track today, okay? Let us look at two more verses we have target today. Najiva Brahmano Veda Pinda Brahmanda Vedata Vyashte Samastere Katvat Iti Vedanta Dindima. He says, look, again, Jiva Brahmana Vedaha na vidyate iti. So you cannot say, really. Why? Because, look, Pinda Brahmanda Vedataha. Because there is a difference between this individual and the universal, let us say universal or totality. Remember, but na vyashte samaste. But in reality, there is no difference at all. Do you know why? Ekatvat iti. Because both individual and the total body, let us say, individual body and the total bodies, universal bodies, both of them are one and same. Because individual body is made up of what? 5 grossified elements. What is subtle body? So, 5 ungrossified elements. Grossified and ungrossified both are there. Now, what about total body? Total body also same thing. So that means if we look at, after all are 5 elements. So it is just combination of 5 elements. It is exactly like, if you look at beautifully, please understand. This is a plastic, this is plastic. As long as it works, you give value both. This is different, this is a remote. This is something different. Now let us say this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Now if both of them don't work, so in reality, what does it mean? If both are one and same or not, it's a plastic. For a, scavenger or the one who picks up, because interestingly, as you know, I don't know whether you know or not, India became the first country in the world to produce petrol out of waste plastic. There is a plant they have established officially, from plastic they are able to create petrol, waste plastic. So officially they did it, and okay, now that means you cannot blame plastic anymore, okay? Now slowly in India, waste plastic will be in big demand. Slowly it's going to become. So, okay, coming back. So if the person who collects, picks up this waste plastic, that's right. For him what? This is plastic, this is plastic. Is there any difference for that fellow? So also, if we look at what is, after all, whole Jiva and Brahman is 5 elements. So there is no difference. So Vyashti Samashti Ekatva, there is oneness. So that means even if there is no Veda, okay, then what? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. This is a beautiful point, very well quoted everywhere. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Jivo Brahmeva Napara. Jivan Muktastu Tad Vidva. Iti Vedanta Dindima. That's why it says Brahma Satyam. And Jagat, this entire creation, is mithya, not truth, being unreal. That's why it says Jiva Brahmayevaha na aparaha iti. That means what? Jiva Brahmayeva, the individual alone is Brahman. So if this is the case, definitely other one is not. Tat Vidwan, the one who knows that, the one who knows this truth. That alone, that person alone, Jivan Muktaha iti. Muktaha, liberated. Jivan means being alive. While living, the person is liberated, not any other person, not to other. That's why we say very beautifully, liberation comes only knowing one's own self, not doing anything. But doing is required, must, to know one's own self, to purify the mind, to make mind available. Okay, I understand Swamiji, but don't you think it is very difficult? Very easy, you are saying, but don't you think it is very difficult? Yes, if your attitude is not healthy, if your mentality is not healthy, definitely it becomes very difficult. Why? Let me share one beautiful story, which will be easier to relate. So this Mullah Nasruddin. So today Mullah comes in a different format, okay? So Mullah was a very rich person, but miser in the highest order. And some people thought of getting some donation from him, because they know this Mullah is difficult to get donation from him, but how to get? So villagers thought of coming to get some donation. So what they did is, they called, because Mullah is Muslim, okay? So they called their Maulavi, so their cleric. Look, you come with us. So you brainwash him, so that we'll get some donation. So he said, okay, I'm coming. He came. So what he did, he tried to explain the greatness of dana, donation. So he gave, half an hour discourse. If you do this thing, this will happen, that will happen, that will happen. You know how mechanical they talk. So it was being talked. And while listening to it, Mullah was so happy, so nice. He was elevated, feeling very good. All these villagers were very happy. Wow, Mullah is so excited, so happy. Definitely we are going to get a good donation. Okay, discourse almost come to an end. So Mullah said, okay, thank you, all of you. And he tried to go out. People were shocked, what are you doing? We thought, where are you going out? We thought you will give some donation. He said, no. Such a great discourse I heard, how can I forget? Now what are you going to do? Because the way this cleric has taught me the greatness of Dhanam, donation. I must spread this knowledge with everybody. Let everybody donate except me. So I am going to give discourse like this, Maulavi, okay? So what an attitude Mullah has. So also here, yes, Jiva Brahmeva Paraha. There is no difference. Knowing one's own self only liberates me. I want to know. I want to spread this knowledge to everybody, everywhere. I want to know me, know me. What is that me? Don't ask. My me is what? My ahankara. Can you see this point? My me is my likes and dislikes. If my me is my ahankara, if my me is my likes and dislikes, imagine, will I be able to function? Will I be able to be liberated? That's why I say liberation is not from anybody, from anything, but liberating one's own self from one's own self. I have to liberate myself from my likes and dislikes. I have to liberate myself from my ahankara. The more I liberate myself from my ahankara, the more I am a free person. More of it we will see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.